Hello everyone, welcome back to This Day in Weather. If you're just joining this channel, this is where you can learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Today is September 28th. On this day in 1874, a strong Category 1 hurricane passed by Charleston and Georgetown, South Carolina. The tide reached unprecedented height and inundated the entire riverfront of the city of Charleston. On this day in 1884, a bridge, a church, businesses, and homes were destroyed by an F3 tornado described as a monster top boring over the Earth's surface. A dozen people were injured. 3 people were killed and 30 others were injured in an F3 tornado that destroyed much of Shongo, New York, which is now known as Wheeling. On this day in 1923, small homes on the southeast side of Council Bluffs, Iowa were destroyed by an F3 tornado. 10 people were injured and 6 were killed, including a mother and her 3 sons when a tree crushed them. On this day in 1972, North Chicago, Illinois was hit by an F4 tornado. This one injured 20 people, most of whom were at the Great Lakes Naval Base. On this day in 1986, the Iowa counties of Polk and Jasper were impacted by a 20-mile-long, 250-yard-wide F4 tornado. This was the strongest of 7 tornadoes that were confirmed on this day, 4 of which were in Iowa. The tornado remained in rural areas of northeast Polk into Jasper County and tracked 4 miles southwest of Farrar to 6 miles east-southeast of Baxter. At least 40 homes suffered devastating damage, 7 were leveled, and 5 more were badly damaged, but miraculously, no one was killed or injured. On this day in 2022, Hurricane Ian made 2 landfalls in Florida, the first of which was in southwest Florida on Cayo Costa Island as a high-end Category 4 hurricane with winds of 150 miles per hour. Ian first formed on the 23rd and became a tropical storm early the next day while southeast of Jamaica. On the 25th, Ian began to rapidly intensify and was a major hurricane the next day. Early on the 27th, Ian made landfall on western Cuba as a high-end Category 3 hurricane with 125-mile-per-hour winds. Ian then weakened to a low-end Category 3 hurricane with 115-mile-per-hour winds as it emerged off the coast of Cuba and into the southeastern Gulf of Mexico, but once it was back on the waters, it began to rapidly intensify again, and early on the 28th, reached peak winds of 160 miles per hour, a low-end Category 5 hurricane, but made minimal weakening to a high-end Category 4 hurricane with 150 mile per hour winds just before the first Florida landfall. 90 minutes after the first landfall, Ian made another one just south of Punta Gorda, Florida, with 145 mile per hour winds, still a Category 4 hurricane. Ian then weakened to a Category 3 hurricane, then down to a tropical storm the next day, but then re-intensified back to a Category 1 hurricane after it went back out on the waters and worked its way to a final landfall on the 30th near Georgetown, South Carolina as an 80 mile per hour Category 1 hurricane. Ian finally dissipated over central North Carolina on October 1st. Ian caused a total of 161 fatalities, including 150 in Florida alone, and catastrophic damage up to an estimated $112 billion 2022 United States dollars, which equates to close to $124 billion just 3 years later in 2025 United States dollars. This became the costliest hurricane in Florida history, surpassing Irma in 2017, and the third costliest hurricane in United States history, behind Katrina in 2005 and Harvey in 2017. Much of the damage was from flooding from storm surge of 10 to 15 feet. The Florida cities of Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples were especially hit hard, where millions of people were left without electricity in the storm's wake and numerous inhabitants forced to take refuge on their roofs. Sanibel Island, Fort Myers Beach, and Pine Island suffered from the brunt of Ian's powerful winds and its accompanying storm surge at landfall, which leveled thousands of standing structures in the region and collapsed the Sanibel Causeway and the Pine Island Causeway to Pine Island, entrapping those left on the islands for several days. The devastation Ian caused resulted in the retirement of that name and has been replaced with Idris, which will first appear on the list in 2028. That will close up this edition of This Day in Weather, but be sure to stay tuned in because whenever there's a new video, you will learn about weather events that occurred in the United States on the date the video was posted in years past. Please hit the thumbs up button to like this video. Please hit the subscribe button to be sure to never miss a new video. If you're just joining this channel, please check out all the other videos that have been posted on this channel. And please check out my Patreon at patreon.com/c/thisdayinweather for more content.